We are almost into the month of April, and this is certainly a highly anticipated month for first-party Xbox releases, as well as some new AAA games coming to Xbox Game Pass. With the likes of South of Midnight, as well as the highly anticipated Clair Obscur Expedition 33, it's going to be a pretty busy month for all of us gamers on Xbox consoles. Today, we will be covering the top 15 brand new Xbox and Game Pass games coming this April. My name is Fletcher, this is Xbox Nation, and let's dive right into the games. First up is a charming little surprise called My Little Universe. In this game, you start stranded on a barren moon, armed with nothing but your tools and the power to rebuild the entire universe. It sounds pretty lighthearted, and it actually is. There's a lot of depth in this game. You'll be exploring 9 unique worlds and dive into over 65 dungeons, whilst gathering 70 plus types of resources to breathe life back into these lands. There's mining, crafting, battling mythical creatures guarding powerful artifacts, and just so much more. The pacing is pretty satisfying here, and up to 4-player split-screen co-op, so it's perfect if you just want a game to relax with and grind through with your friends. It's had some pretty positive reviews over on Steam since its release on PC, so it's well worth checking out when it comes to Xbox consoles. It's cozy, colourful, and deceptively addictive, and if you're into low-stress world builders with a pretty cool progression loop that really keeps giving, then don't overlook this one. Now, for something entirely different, South of Midnight is a dark, magical journey into the folklore-soaked American South. In this game, you play as Hazel, a weaver who discovers that she can manipulate mystical forces in a world full of spirits and towering monsters pulled straight from myth. It's a third-person action-adventure with a very strong narrative focus and an incredibly unique art style. It's like a moving painting, eerie and dreamlike, with that sort of stop-motion aesthetic. Combat though looks to blend supernatural abilities with real-time action, and also the exploration will take you through a twisted yet grounded version of the Southern US. Compulsion games really look like they're going all in here on the storytelling, and it really does show. For Xbox Game Pass players, you can actually get early access as well, and it is available if you upgrade to the Premium Edition. It's definitely worth considering if you're into narrative-heavy adventures with a ton of surreal edge. Strategy fans, IXION might be your next game of this month. This is a sci-fi city builder set entirely in space. You're in charge of Tikkun, a drifting space station carrying what's left of humanity. From what I can see here, your mission is to essentially keep the population alive, maintain the different systems, and also push forward into the void while facing constant and brutal challenges. You'll be managing everything here, from food, power, hull integrity, trust, and morale, often all of these as well at one time. Every decision, of course, really does matter with these sort of experiences, and consequences can spiral quickly out of control. You can think of it like Frostpunk, but in space, with more added exploration, different narrative events, and research mechanics that really force you to balance survival with your progress. It's very intense and atmospheric and highly strategic from what I've seen so far, so if you want a deep management sim that refuses to pull punches, IXION really does deliver. Tactical stealth really is making a comeback with Commandos Origins this April. This reboot takes the World War II classic and actually modernizes it with smoother controls, better visuals, and smarter AI, all while still keeping that core gameplay we know and love intact. Of course, you'll be controlling a very small squad of elite soldiers, each with their own unique skills, while tackling complex missions where stealth and planning are absolutely essential. It's all about coordinating movements, using different distractions, and also exploiting different weaknesses. One mistake here can completely blow the entire mission apart, so your patience will really pay off here. It's not for button mashers, this is strategic gameplay where every move counts. For all of you fans out there of the original, or just anyone looking for a slower, more cerebral challenge, then this one really is a solid pick. And yes, it is launching day one onto Xbox Game Pass. If you're craving speed and chaos, Descenders Next is the extreme sport sequel that dials everything up to 11. Building on the downhill biking of the original game, this one actually adds snowboarding, mountain boarding, and even bigger open world playgrounds for you to explore. The physics have also been overhauled, letting you pull off cleaner tricks, sharper turns, and just even more ridiculous stunts. Of course, you'll be able to explore some massive biomes here that are filled with tons of secrets, ramps, and hidden challenges. Of course, the customization is also deeper this time around, multiplayer also does support up to 12 racers, and overall, the vibe is just pure high-speed mayhem. Whether you're trick chaining your way through a snow-covered cliff or just wiping out mid-barrel roll, every single run here is an absolute thrill. It is perfect for those players who love mastering movement and showing off their style, and yes, this is also coming to Xbox Game Pass. Here's one for the mystery lovers. Blueprints drops you into a sprawling mansion with a chilling twist, that the layout actually changes daily. Officially, the house here only has 45 rooms, but rumors point to a hidden 46th room, and your job is to essentially find that one. The catch though is that every door you choose gives you a selection of 3 potential new rooms, and once chosen, the map will shift. This isn't just a walking sim, it's part strategy, part puzzle, with a touch of deck building as you plan your estate's layout and its story. That constant reshuffle though means that no 2 playthroughs are really ever going to be the same, and you'll need to think a few steps ahead every single time. It's got atmosphere in spades, from eerie lighting to subtle storytelling baked into every single corner. If you enjoy mystery games with a pretty unique structure and evolving gameplay, then Blueprints really is one to watch. It launches on the 10th of April on both the Xbox Series X and S consoles, PC, and also day one onto Xbox Game Pass. Fans of thoughtful puzzles and philosophical storytelling, this is your moment. The Talos Principle Reawakened is a fully remastered version of the original game, but is now running on Unreal Engine 5, which can be for good or for bad. Everything here though, from lighting to textures, looks to be given a massive overhaul, making its already stunning environments feel more alive and immersive than we've ever seen before. Of course, you will be revisiting the core narrative here, which is about artificial intelligence, consciousness, and humanity's legacy. But there's even more. The Road to Kahana expansion is also included, along with a brand new chapter titled In the Beginning that actually dives deeper into the simulation's origin. There's also a powerful puzzle editor being added this time around, so it's perfect for those of you who want to build and share your own mind-bending challenges. Whether you're returning or starting fresh with this experience, this version will deliver the definitive way to experience one of gaming's smartest puzzle titles. Now, Steel Seed is a very dark, stealth-driven action game set in a buried high-tech future, where humanity will actually cling to survival underground. In this one, from what I've read so far and done some research on, is that you'll play as Zoe, who's essentially one of the last remaining humans, navigating a mechanical labyrinth filled with both threats and lost truths. Movement here is very fluid. There's everything from wall running, climbing, and plenty of stealth takedowns to pull off as you avoid detection and uncover your own purpose. The world looks to be a fascinating mix of sterile futurism and ruin, with puzzles woven into the level design and also a story that does lean heavily into emotional territory. Alongside you though will be a small drone companion, providing both support in both traversal and combat. There's also a heavy narrative focus here, asking deep questions about freedom, survival, and your identity. If you like a plague tale or observation, this is one indie game that's worth keeping your eye on. It comes to the Xbox consoles on the 10th of April, and I cannot wait to see what Steel Seed does to the genre. Now, if you're into dark fantasy and punishing action, Mandragroa Whispers of the Witch Tree might be next on your radar. This indie Souls-like actually blends 2.5D visuals with very fast, heavy combat. You can essentially think of it like Blasphemous meets Soul and Sanctuary. In this game though, you'll be playing as an Inquisitor, battling through grotesque environments filled with tons of mutated beasts, arcane horrors, and twisted magic. Of course, the combat is very fluid and deadly, that actually lets you blend swordplay and spellcasting in real time. The world looks absolutely bleak and gothic, with tons of dense lore that actually invites your exploration and also experimentation. This game looks to be very hard for sure, but also very fair, and fans of precision combat will really appreciate that extra depth. If you're looking for something with a serious challenge and also some great atmosphere, Mandragora might be the sleeper hit of this April. It lands on the Xbox Series X and S consoles on the 17th of April. On the opposite end of the spectrum, Tempopo is a pure joy in motion. From the creators of the indie gem known as Unpacking, this musical puzzle adventure is all about harmony, both in gameplay and also in spirit. In this game, you will be guiding Hannah and also her Tempopo creatures through Sky Island puzzles, where each movement actually creates a musical ripple in the environment. It looks to be very calm, beautiful, and deeply creative. Between levels though, you will also be returning to a garden where you can plant your rescued flowers, each unlocking new melodies and allowing you to actually compose your very own tunes. The whole experience is also backed by a gentle rhythm system, wrapped in a gorgeous, colourful visual style inspired by 90s era whimsy. Tempopo is all about slowing down, experimenting, and just enjoying that connection between sound and nature. Of course, this one launches as well on the 17th of April for both the Xbox Series S and X consoles, but will be coming to Xbox One consoles as well, and day one onto Xbox Game Pass. For all of you longtime JRPG fans, this next one is very huge. Lunar Silver Star Story Complete and Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete are finally making their way to modern platforms in the Lunar Remastered collection. These two cult classic games return with upgraded visuals, refined audio, and just a host of quality of life improvements that bring the original magic into 2025 without losing their original charm. If you weren't aware, the first game follows Alex, a young adventurer dreaming of becoming a Dragon Master, while the sequel actually takes place 1,000 years later, with Hero on a journey to uncover the secrets of the goddess Athena. Both titles here do feature some very heartfelt stories, turn-based combat, and tons of memorable characters, and they'll now be playable on the Xbox One and Xbox Series consoles. With support for multiple languages and their first console release in decades, this will really be a must-play for RPG lovers and nostalgia seekers alike. This next game easily has to be the most anticipated for April, and I have to say probably for the first half of this year. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 might be one of the most visually stunning and conceptually unique RPGs coming to Xbox this year. Set in a fantastical version of 19th century France, this turn-based RPG blends tactical depth with a new reactive turn-based system that actually lets you adjust and act dynamically mid-battle. It's not just pretty though, it's incredibly smart. The story revolves around a mysterious threat called the Paintress, whose influence slowly erases the entire world. You'll be commanding a group of different heroes on a journey to stop her, exploring a vast overworld full of hidden areas and also side content to discover. Also adding a very deep character customization system and beautifully surreal environments, and you've really got a game that feels both fresh and artistic. It will be launching day one onto Xbox Game Pass, and I will be reviewing this one ahead of its release. So make sure you're subscribed down below and keep an eye out on the channel for this deep dive coming soon. After more than 2 decades, the Fatal Fury series is back in full force with the City of Wolves. This newest entry brings the fast-paced 2D fighting with a very bold stylized look and a brand new rev system, adding mechanics like Rev Arts and Rev Excel that really push you to stay aggressive and very creative. It's all about playing full throttle in this new experience, with the rev meter encouraging bigger risks and explosive comebacks. Whether you're a newcomer to this series or a seasoned veteran, there's also going to be a control scheme for you. That's either traditional arcade style for the purists and smart style for those of you who want to keep it very simple but incredibly flashy. The base roster of this game will also feature 17 characters from the series, plus some brand new faces, with 5 more coming via the Season 1 pass. Between the sharp visuals, accessible gameplay, and competitive depth, this really is shaping up to be one of 2025's biggest fighting game releases. This next one was actually a bit of surprise news that came out in March a couple of days ago. Towerborne is finally arriving for Xbox players, and it's bringing some serious momentum from its PC early access run. Developed by Stoic Studios and published by Xbox Game Studios, this action RPG leans into co-op brawling with RPG mechanics and such a stylish art direction. You and up to 3 other friends will be able to team up locally or online to tackle different quests, defeat Umbra monsters, and explore a mysterious overworld. It will be launching into Xbox Game Preview and Xbox Game Pass day 1, and the console version arrives with a new class mastery update. That also adds improved skill systems, a better group finder, new enemies, and just more content across the entire map. From my experience so far of playing the game, it's got the bones of a long-term live service title, but what really stands out now is the tight combat and just rewarding progression loop. Whether you're playing solo or linking up with friends via different crossplays, then Towerborne is a welcome addition to Xbox's growing first-party lineup for 2025. Then for all of you racing fans, buckle up because MotoGP 25 is shaping up to be the most advanced and accessible entry in this series yet. This year's edition will introduce overhauled physics and AI, giving races a more lifelike feel while still allowing players to choose between arcade style and pro simulation handling. That flexibility this time around makes it perfect for both casual racers but also the hardcore sim fans. Career mode will also be getting a very major update this time around, adding off-track activities like mini moto and also dirt biking that impact your riders' fitness and their performance. Add in the real-time weather systems affecting grip and tyre wear, and every race becomes a strategic battle against both your rivals and the track itself. Whether you're returning to the series or diving in for the first time and getting your toe wet, then MotoGP 25 looks ready to deliver the most definitive two-wheeled racing experience when it hits Xbox on the 30th of April. So what game are you looking forward to this April? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like this video if you enjoyed, and let's see if we can break 1,000 likes on this video. Do make sure you're also subscribed to keep up to date with all things Xbox, as I do upload every single day, and a big shout out to our channel members for your continued support. If you want to become a member for exclusive emoticons, extra content and so much more, then click the join button down below. Whilst here, why don't you check out the video on screen now of the 18 brand new Xbox and Game Pass games announced and updated from the Future Game Show. There was a lot to unpack in that live stream, so you can check it out in the video on screen now.